There we go. What if you only had one shot?
What if you only had
Castle Baron?
one black mage?
Would you let the Leviathan take out your boat?
And your homies?
Or would you lose all your homies forever? Snap back to my city. Hope there goes Ridian.
And that's the bit.
And that's the bit.
That's the bit.
We had more lyrics written out, but none of us, with the latency with the guitar, I feel like it was hard for us to hop on it.
I didn't know if Carl was gonna do it, so I just went ahead and said it all. It was his
I'm
gag, though.
unsure. I'm still unsure if we actually started the podcast or not. I'm gonna assume
Yeah,
we
same
are.
here.
So we can
I
just
have
go
no
on
idea.
and say, now back to Mysidia, Ope, there goes Rydia, Edward still shitty, Final Fantasy, Theaterrhythmia, and so forth.
And before anybody calls us out, yes, Carl said Dissidia first, but
I did say Dissidia first, but I couldn't find a good way of including it. I just assumed Tella would be in Dissidia, so Tella in Dissidia would, flow with it, but I think that's non-canonical, so.
I like the part in that song where Eminem says, "This is the Final Fantasy podcast, every FNFF," and my name is Curtis.
Where's my snare? My name's Carl Germ. I don't hear any snare in my headphones.
And I'm Alex.
All right.
That's an awfully hot black mage magic fire pot.
An awfully hot black mage fire pot.
I don't know. I'm a little slow with it today.
It's all right. I just woke up 10 minutes ago.
I got to put on my Hermes sandals. Am I right, folks?
Am I right, folks?
Looking at my Hermes sandals. That's a paladin.
That's a
paddling the school canoe. Oh, you better believe that's a
Oh, you better believe that's a paladin. When Edward jumps in the... Edward, what? We're getting way ahead of ourselves. What are we doing today?
Well,
where do we find ourselves on a beautiful island?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah,
yeah, fucking Cecil's in Besaid right now.
Yeah.
Are we in Besaid? Are we in the Snubian Desert?
We're on the Jose shore.
We're in the Jose.
Or are we in the intro cutscene of a game called Final Fantasy VIII, where you see the nice waves crashing?
Oh, that's true.
Beepos.
Yeah.
Oh, jump.
Thursday. Yeah.
Thurston. Waffles cat.
Yeah, so we have everybody is dead except for Cecil.
Yeah, it's rough.
We got a real J.J. Abrams Lost situation going here. I like to think that Cecil's looking around and he just has that like sting line that they had in like every trailer or whatever. Where it's just like it's the guy who sucks from the one Eminem music video and also Lord of the Rings, where he just goes, "Guys, where are we?"
Oh, yeah.
Except there are no guys in this case. It is just Cecil.
Yeah, it's just Cecil.
But yeah, the ship is wrecked. Cecil's alone, and
We've castawayed ourselves.
We've done castaway ourselves. But it turns out that we're not on an island. We're on like a little peninsula, I suppose.
Yeah, we're like on a different continent, but we're just at the very outskirts of it.
Right. And there is a town like real close by once we get control of Cecil again. We just walk a couple of blocks over and get to it. And it's probably the last place that Cecil wants to be, too.
I love going to a new place that I've never been before in a strange land,
Yeah.
and, like I like to see new places. And
it's nice going somewhere where no one knows you. You get to pretend to be anyone.
Right.
I get to be whoever I want.
Cecil can finally start over and
start a new life.
Change his identity, perhaps.
So this is Mysidia.
Yeah. I walked in, I was like, oh, I recognize this name. And I was like, oh, look, cute little like black mages and white mages walking around. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Which like the very first black mage walking around in town will kind of give you a feeling for how the people of Mysidia feel about you. Because if you go up and talk to him, he's just like, oh, it's you. You came back, huh? Well, how about this? And he turns you into a fucking frog.
It's so good. Yeah, he just uses Toad on you instantly. And then, like, I don't know if this happens. I'm guessing it does if your character's turned into a Toad in battle and you don't, like, use Maiden's Kiss or whatever. But your sprite, at least in my version, turned into a little frog.
Yeah,
I was walking around as a frog the whole time. I was like, I deserve this.
It's Wednesday, my dudes. Yeah, no, it's a very cute little frog sprite. And in the SNES versions, or the Super Famicom versions, if you talk to him again, he'll cast Toad again, and you can actually cure yourself from it, which is nice. But that does not work in the 3D ones.
Staying at the inn.
In the 3D version, you'll just be like, that slimy form suits you well.
Yeah.
And it's really funny in the
nice.
3D one because when you go to your like inventory menu to manage your stuff, you do just see your party, and he's just a dull dude. It's just a little man.
You know what? What a good little man.
Just a little man.
That's how my cat looks anytime I look at him. He like wants food or something.
It's my turn.
This also kind of brings up an interesting question about just the toad mechanic or the frog mechanic in Final Fantasy things. When you go around to other black mages in that form, like, I mean, I guess word travels fast in Mysidia or whatever, but like everyone knows who you are. And they're all like, you fucking asshole, you fucking monster. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. How dare you show your face around these parts?
Yeah, they are not happy with you. I wonder why. What could we have done to them?
Yeah, what could have...
Nothing I did.
It's like, dude, I was just doing my job, dude.
Yeah.
I think one of them even says like, will you please like free our like comrades or whatever.
Yeah. Did you go to the inn and talk to the dancer?
I did. It's a little saucy.
It is a little saucy. So if you talk to the dancer in this town, like as always, they give you a little dance, but it's like the evil plotting music. Like I don't think we've heard it in the plot line yet, but it's like when things are amiss, it plays this song sometimes, and I was like, ooh, evil dance. And as the dance completes, the screen blacks out. So I guess like Cecil passes out, and when he wakes up, he's behind the inn, but he's been turned into a pig.
Oh no.
Okay, interesting. I think in my version of it, I'm glad you brought that up because I was confused about this, but in my version of it, he wakes up outside of it, and there's like an old woman there, and she says like, you have a lot to learn or something, and then she like
runs away.
Like jumps off into the forest. It's very cool. But I think I did that as the Toad.
Oh.
So if I remember correctly, this is on the one that I was playing on Vita, so I don't have any screenshots of it. But I'm pretty sure it was just like Cecil's like sprite, or it might have been the Toad sprite. But I saw in my status ailments, because later on I got another status ailment that we'll talk about in a little bit, and I saw that I had Toad, Pig, and Poison all at the same time, and I was like, wait, when the fuck did I become a pig?
Yeah, if you so in the inn, if you go to the barkeeper, he's like, hey, how's it going? Let me pour you a drink, and then it poisons you.
Yeah, and he's like, take that, you fucking scumbag, like Dark Knight, your kind's not welcome here.
So
they're super anti-imperialist here,
yeah.
and they're not afraid to fucking, do their part in taking down the imperial machine.
Yeah, critical support to Mysidia. On
Mysidia Twitter, they have a gif of just some guy punching you in the face that everyone loves.
Punching Cecil in the face.
Yeah, someone that they used Toad on, so it's the frog guy.
Yeah. Punch Dark Knights, it's always okay.
The pee-pee guy. The peppy guy.
Yeah,
the pee-pee guy. Yeah, because he's walking around as a frog right now.
Yeah.
Also, I will say, Alex, a minute ago, you screen shared with us to show us the frog model, and the top of your screen is also very interesting too, because he was looking at the equipment in the weapons store here, and there's nothing that Cecil can equip, but there is like armor though, right?
There's like armor.
There's like knight's armor, but Cecil can't equip any of it, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so it's useless. So we don't even, why would they even put that there? That's just world building, that they hate the Dark Knights so much that they got rid of all the munitions that they could provide to them.
Yeah, when Baron invaded, they killed all the soldiers and stuff, so these are just like leftovers.
Also, the other end of Snake Way is here. Or the Serpent.
So
Snake Way, Serpent's Path. Snake Way is from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, the Chamber of Secrets.
That's what they call the Devil's Path, I think, in the Devil's Road in the in the 3 version.
But the other end of it is here. So like way back in the first episode.
Yeah, we found that on the other side of it, and we were basically told like, oh yeah, the Mysidians like have sealed this off, and it's like, yeah, like why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
like, there's this direct path between them. It's like, you just fucking attacked us, killed some of our people, imprisoned some of our people, and stole our fucking crystal.
Yeah.
Like, You can't just come back now.
Right.
But that also
They
kind of
could have like raided the Mysidia through that and saved a lot of work with the.
Well, I was thinking about that. I was just about to bring that up, and then I'm like, well, I mean, if they had airships, like obviously they would rather do that because, you know, that's kind of a bottleneck of having your entire army. Like,
coming out of one door.
I mean,
Spawn camping
against
and
a bunch
whatnot.
of mages. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real Three Stooges with them trying to get back. All the red wings are just stuck in the door. Yeah, you shout ahead, boink.
Cecil's doing a little thing where he like runs in a circle on the ground.
I'm a victim of circumstance, he says as he's like killing a black knight or something. Or a black mage, I mean.
But yeah, no one in this town likes us at all.
No, they're
For good reason.
pretty hostile. And yeah, like walking through, I'm like, hey, what's the matter with everybody? I'm just a little boy.
Hey, I haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks. What's up, everyone?
It's my birthday. You wouldn't be mean to the little birthday boy.
Yeah.
It's your birthday? Yeah. Remember, it's the same day as the dogs.
It's Santa's Elf's birthday. But not north of the town, but the northernmost building in the town, right, is kind of like their town square, their city hall. I don't know what to call it.
Plaza?
It's their
Yeah, I figured it was like their city hall.
their big main building.
Their Wawa.
Yeah, their Wawa. That's right.
We must defend the Wawa.
Everyone's out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of white mages outside just eating off of the trash cans because they kind of are like a table.
Yeah. I've done it. Anyway, so yeah, and like in there are like, if you remember the very first scene in the game, like the very opening of the game, when we go into to steal the crystal from Mysidia, there's a white mage, a black mage, and a old bald man like standing in Cecil's way, and he like throw, you know, and the Red Wings throw them aside, right? When you steal the crystal.
Big button shop
Those
guy.
three are here. Like, these are the
Yeah.
three people who are standing in front of us right now as well.
Cecil's like, do you guys have any more crystals?
I lost ours.
I need
Like,
some more crystals.
I'm
guys.
really on the
I
out.
lost the one I stole from you.
Yeah, I'm really on the out with Baron right now. They're really mad at me. I think if I could bring them one more, they might be cool again.
Can you check in the back?
Yeah, can you check in the back? We only have them in 7.5. Aw. But the elder says to us, "You are the Dark Knight who came before. Why have you returned to this hallowed hall?" And Cecil explains who he was. He was like, "Yeah, I was the Lord Captain of the airship fleet. But I before I lacked the courage to disobey my king." And the elder says, "You've come to apologize then. Words do not heal wounds, Dark Knight, nor do they restore life's flame to those whose candles you have doused."
Oof.
And like, Cecil doesn't have shit to say to that. He's just like, ... But the elder does see, he's like, "But I do see light in you that was not there before, so I'll at least hear you out." So he's at least going to give Cecil a chance to talk. So Cecil tells him that he's trying to stop Golbez, and that Golbez is now in charge of the fleet. He says that he captured Rosa, so he doesn't have Rosa anymore, and he doesn't even know what became of his companions who were on the ship. So he's like, "I've lost everything. I still need to save Rosa. We have to stop Golbez, and I need your help." And the elder's like very like, he's made out to be very wise and like maybe even a little like clairvoyant or something. I'm not really sure, because he's like, "It's all part of fate's test, my boy. Like,
Yeah.
the universe has put this test in front of you."
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's just like, you know, like, what do I got to lose? Like, just trusting this dude who has done nothing but harm my people and culture and all that. There's definitely like something going on here that he's like willing to. It's not just for like Cecil's sake, like out of the goodness of his heart. Like, there's something more going on.
Right. And he tells him the same thing that the king of Fabul told Cecil as well. He's like, "You're never going to be able to defeat any of your enemies or evil as long as you use the dark blade. So like, as long as you're a Dark Knight, you're not going to be able to accomplish it, because eventually that darkness is going to swallow you too." So he says, "If you truly wish to cleanse yourself of this darkness and face this man, you must go to Mount Ordeals in the east. Destiny awaits you there." And like, It's a very like Star Warsy moment. I feel like it reminds me of like Yoda and Luke, where he's like, "Oh, but I need to go right now. Like right now is the I need to go save my friends."
Yeah,
you know,
like,
and like
Can't go unprepared, buddy. You're not ready.
yeah, and he does the same thing to him because Cecil says, "My friend, she's in danger." And the elder says, "This friend means much to you, doesn't she? But you must not let fear drive you to haste." It's Star Wars. It's just Star Wars. It's like the same speech.
Fear leads to anger.
Where's Porkins?
Who is the Jeb Porkins of Final Fantasy IV? Sid, right?
Yeah, I guess it would be Sid, right?
Yeah, he's everyone thinks they're the Cecil, but they're actually the Porkins.
They're actually the Porkins.
I feel like this could also just be read as like they're just trying to get rid of you. It's like, yeah, go to Death Mountain. Have a hoot.
Yeah, go to the Mountain of Death. It'll be
your
fine.
destiny is involved on Death Mountain. Only there can you prove yourself worthy.
Take this fork. Only those pure of heart may stick it in the outlet and live.
But he tells him that he's to go to Mount Ordeals and climb the mountain, and if he succeeds, he'll be able to trade in his dark sword for one of light. But nobody who's ever tried to climb the mountain has ever returned.
It was the last person who left. It was a night just like tonight. And it happened exactly 13 years ago.
They never came back.
They say the hero has a hand bigger than his face.
But yeah, Cecil tells him that he'll do it. He's like, all right, I'll do it. And the elder gives us 2 guides to go with.
Hell yeah.
Along the way, whom I love very much.
Yeah. I love one of
2
them very
scamps.
much.
I love both of them. I really do. Like they're a very good duo.
Yeah, for sure.
But he says, I will provide you 2 young mages to accompany you, and their names are Palom and Porum, and he calls them both out.
Pour 'em if you got 'em.
Pour him if you got him. I think Palom is the boy.
Yes.
This is going to be a travesty.
It's a real. What's the Shakespearean trope of the 2 characters that are always together, so they're essentially just one character? I feel like it's similar to that. There's a little more distinction between them, obviously. I forget, it's like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern or something, but they're always like
the 2 characters from
I think it's Romeo and
Hidden
Juliet.
Fortress, R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Well, those are the same character.
But yeah, Palom is the guy.
Okay. So
and R, I'm trying to think of like what it's funny because like as Corey said like last week is that L and R have the same sound in
yeah,
Japanese.
so they're just Parom and Porom.
It must be even like extra confusing because one's an A and one's an O. That's really the only difference.
Yeah.
I when I was streaming my Final Fantasy homework last time, I was like, I will remember this because Palom's a pal, but he doesn't act like a pal, and so like I'm always like, so I always get him confused anyway.
He's a little scamp. He's very funny.
Here's how I'm going to square this circle, and it doesn't make any sense. Don't fucking at me on the Twitter because of this, or at me on the Twitter because of this. It's fine. It's cool. I'll respond anyway. I'm gonna say that Ko is a common female ending name in Japanese. Like that's a syllable you get at the end, like the O sound. So I'll say the O sound in Porom is how I will remember that is the girl. Like I guess that's a stretch. That is a stretch, but it'll work for me.
In another one, you could just say like pa, like papa, like dad.
Oh, that's good too.
If we want to go, gender wise with it.
And Popo, which is the cops. She's the narc of them all.
She's the narc. That's right. Yeah.
I mean, she's not really the narc.
Well, she's a little more by the book at least, and a little bit more.
She's a little more by the book, but there is a part where Palom reveals some information that he shouldn't, aka narking, and Porom just runs up and fucking smacks him. She's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Anyway, there's basically 2 kids, right?
Yeah, and Porom, the girl, runs in and says, "Oh, did you need something?" And the elder says, "Where's Palom?" And she's like, "Oh, that brother of mine, I don't know where he is." And then he just appears out of thin air, right?
Directly next to Cecil, yeah, I think.
Yeah, there's a little puff of smoke that happens, and he like just whoosh, like comes in. He's like, haha, here I am. And he says, you're that filthy Dark Knight from Baron. I'm only helping you because he told me to, so you'd better be thankful. And Cecil like looks around at them. He's just like looking at these like two little kids, and he's like, are you serious? These are the mages that you're gonna send with me? Like, are you sure about that? And the elder says, yes, the twins, Palom and Porum, they're young and still in their apprenticeship, but I can vouch for their abilities. And like, I love these two characters so much because like they're like super similar, but they have like very different personalities, and they're very like good foils for each other, right?
Yeah, definitely.
This dynamic is, I'm just thinking of like the what this means for like if you're an adult and like basically Hitler comes to town, like, hey, I messed up.
And Hitler comes to town.
Send the kids with them. We get the kids off our chest for the afternoon. You go, hang with
I finally relax, put my feet up a little bit.
So this is how I'm going to explain Palom and Porum. I'm going to use a metaphor that we've never used before on the Every FNFF podcast. Palom is Bart. And Porum is Lisa.
Yeah.
So that's kind of their personalities.
Yeah. Palom is George Costanza, whereas Porum is more of a Jerry Seinfeld sort of character. But no, I think Bart and Lisa is pretty apt.
It's pretty apt, I think. Yeah.
Porum's the good one, but I feel like everyone will like Palom a little more just because he's the more rambunctious, radical one.
Oh, you know. Yeah.
You could imagine him rolling around on a skateboard.
If I was a kid playing this game, I would definitely love Palom and think Porum was like lame but upon growing up and being older, I'm like, oh, Lisa's actually the best Simpson.
I was a very lame little rule follower when I was younger, so I feel like that would have been more. Yeah, I was a nerd, so I would be like more into Porum, I think, because I'd be like, yeah.
Hey pal, did you get a load of that nerd? I beg your pardon.
Excuse me. Yeah, I beg your pardon. But they're always like clowning it up, and like a gag that they bring in multiple times is that like Palom will say something rude or like something he shouldn't, and then Porum will like smack him on the head.
Yeah,
it's like very cute, and it makes this like very cute like little book noise when it happens.
So are they are twins, right? I think we have pretty much confirmation of that when we get into the first battle with them.
Elder Lily says twins, Palom and Porum, when we first are introduced to them.
I feel like Porum has like the older sister kind of vibes, just because she's the more mature one, the more like responsible seeming one.
She's seconds older. She came out first.
Hell yeah.
Good for her. Yeah. I do like their outfits though in the
good for her.
They do kind of like a jestery kind of aesthetic in the 3D version.
They're kind of clowny. I like it.
They got this cute,
and like their faces are kind of clowny too. Like, it's very cute.
They are very like kind of on a Raggedy Ann, but like or like
oh yeah, that's super cute.
Or like Candyland kind of aesthetic.
Yeah, they have like the big round noses, like like they're just like an ellipse on their face. It's cute.
They are very cute. I think, did we talk about their like
they're wearing like a one piece like kind of onesie, almost like they're wearing PJs, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a good look. It looks cozy.
Oh yeah.
They look like very cozy characters, that is for sure. And they're very similar looking too.
They both
have ponytails.
Yeah. I think Palom has like a braided one, and Porum has like just a natural one, I guess, right?
Almost like a samurai like rat or a rat tail.
Yeah. He's got the rat tail. Hell yeah.
And Porum has one of the little Sephiroth hairs sticking out front.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's got the kind of bushier, curlier
or
hair.
The Aerith hair.
The more, he's
or the Aerith hair.
That's true. I think it's kind of more anime that the bangs will be parted in the center if there's a female, and like kind of parted over like kind of more like a Bieber, a Bieber bang thing. If a
Bieber bang. Yeah. I like the black mage back there just looking at all this happening.
I like how he's like a tall black mage.
That's true.
I feel like you don't really see that all that often.
You don't see. I like the white mages.
You've been Vivi-pilled.
I have been Vivi-pilled for sure.
But yeah, we get them on our party. And I like that Palom introduces himself as Mysidia's most esteemed magical prodigy. That was very good. But anyway, so those are who we're going to the Mount Ordeals with.
Yeah,
right?
and I can't remember if we specified that Palom is the black mage and Porum is the white mage.
Yeah,
that's
we'll
correct.
Find out very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I guess the next thing to do is to leave town and head to Mount Ordeals, right?
Yes.
There's really nothing else going on in the town, I think. They will still poison you and turn you into animals, even if you have the kids with you. So just FYI there.
Oh, really?
I did test that. I was like, maybe they won't if I have the kids with me, but they still don't like it.
Their portraits in the menu are very good.
I love
the little
Palam's portrait.
Face, yeah.
The sass
Before
face.
I even met Palom, I added him to the Discord because he's such a good React face. He just has the smarmy trademark
It's
smirk.
real smug. I love it.
But yeah, like you were saying, so if we get into a battle along the way, which we will, because Mount Ordeals is a little ways away. It's not super close by.
Yeah, I initially went like almost all the way there because I was like, I want to see how big this place is. And I was like, oh, I can check the map. And then I was like, oh, I don't have sight or whatever. And then I started walking and I saw like Mount Ordeals and I was like, that looks serious. So I probably shouldn't go there. And then I realized I had like, I think it's called like gnomish bread or something, which has the same effect as. So I did that and I opened up the map and saw how far away I was. And I was like, oh, I don't want to just be walking around like with one person in my party. I was like, I'm going to go back to town.
But yeah, along the way, if we get into a fight, we will see Palom and Porum's skills. And I really like their skills, like depending on which version of game you're playing. I think importantly, like you said, one's a black mage, one's a white mage, right? Palom's black mage, Porum's a white mage. And when they start, they only have tier 1 skills, but I think only like a level up or two into it, they start getting their level 2 skills.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and like most new party members that we've gotten so far, they start at a low level. So with the experience we're getting, they level up pretty quickly.
Yes, on the first level from 10 to... I think they start at level 10, right?
I don't
That's
remember.
a good question. I do
think
not
they
remember.
usually-
That sounds about right.
I think new party members usually start at level 10. But in my first battle, Palom learned Pig and Parum learned Raise.
Yeah, Raise, like right off the bat. So that's really good.
And then
that we
immediately a
have that
level
already.
after that, Palom learns Blizzara and Fyra. So it's already level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fyra is real helpful. And it's
Oh my god,
kick-ass
so
looking
good it's coming
spell.
up. Yeah. Very importantly, they have a skill called Twin as well. Where if you use Twin with one of the two of them, both of them start using Twin. And they'll both start casting something, and it randomly pulls out like a supercharged spell.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, interesting.
Like spells that only they can cast. Yeah.
So in some versions it's called Twin Casts, which is probably the name of a podcast somewhere, maybe.
It's probably the Dreamcast 2. But in the 3D version it's called Twin Cast, and it basically only casts Comet, which is like almost always like an instant.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. It's a very good spell. But I will say that Palom and Porum are both very physically weak. And so they are
they're pipsqueaks.
very prone to being killed while they are using Twin Cast.
They're also pretty slow.
Yeah, they're pretty slow too. That's
like
true.
their ATB takes a while to charge up, and then when you're using Twin Cast, it's an even slower charge than if they were just waiting. And
Right.
so it's like I did that kind of as the first thing, and I got the Pyro Blast magic, which is really kick-ass and just absolutely like decimated whatever party I was fighting. It might have been like a zoo or something.
Most of the things on Mount Ordeals itself are weak to fire, I was finding as well.
Yeah, just those stupid spirit things are... They can absorb it,
Oh,
but they're not really too
they
big
get
of an
absorbed,
issue
yeah.
to take down one by one. So like if you're with a bunch of like ghouls or whatever, just cast fire on the whole thing and then just take them out later.
The other two skills are independent skills to each of them, and I love them.
They're real good.
Porum has Cry, and Palom has Bluff, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
That like one of the moves you can just use is Palom can just start crying, and then like the enemy will just like lose its will to fight for a second. It'll just be like, I don't know what to do.
In my version of it, it casts Confuse on the enemy.
Oh, really?
So like you can just confuse an entire party because it
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't use Bluff. Did you use that?
I did use Buff. It's very
does?
similar to like Cheer or whatever the one that Focus or whatever.
Oh, Bluff is Buff.
Yeah, Bluff. yeah.
Bluff is Buff.
Bluff is like him like pumping himself up and being like, oh, I'm so strong, I'm the best and stuff. And then it increases his like special attack or whatever.
That's awesome.
His magic attack.
I definitely could have used that.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know if I didn't test if it like stacks or anything, but if it does, then that thing is fucking powerful.
But yeah, so I think it's very cute that they get those two those two skills that really like speak to their personalities.
That's great.
It's a good choice.
On our way to Mysidia, we will mostly encounter, I think, just birds and like those beaks or whatever, which for some reason kind of felt like weird parallel where like there's the one big bird and the two small birds. I'm like, oh, it's like us.
The birds and the beaks.
Birds and beaks.
The birds and the beaks.
But there is a chocobo forest en route.
Oh boy, is there a fucking chocobo forest that I'm not happy about.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Because a friend of ours is there.
Oh, you don't like this friend?
I loved this friend until this time.
Oh, okay. This is some 3D version bullshit.
This is some 3D version bullshit.
Okay, so yeah, when we walk in...
He's like, I've changed my name again. It's now Save File Deleting Way. And you have talked to me. Sorry. Start again.
Simping Way.
Yeah. Wait, what is he? He's recording
He's recording way currently, because last we talked to him, he was recently became a journalist.
Podcasting
so
way.
Follow his Medium page. But yeah, he's like, oh, greetings and salutations, Cecil. What in the world brings you this far out of the way? Oh, I don't know. But yeah, he says, well, as you know, I've been traveling around recording events. But after a while, I came to realize I enjoyed camping more than filming. It seemed wildly inappropriate to continue journeying as recording way as I've discovered the joy of sleeping beneath the stars.
He got really into the Yuru Camp anime, like I and so many others
That's because you've been telling him to watch it. He finally watched it.
But yeah, now recording way has become camping way, the outdoorsman.
Well, let me tell you, I fucking hate camping way.
Yeah.
I fucking hate camping way. Because after that, he says, oh, I don't have a tent, though. Could I get a tent from you? I'll pay you top dollar if you give me a tent. And I was like, all right, my boy. I like naming way. I like camping way. I'll give a tent to him. And he takes all of your tents and he gives you like 100 gil for all of them. And he's like, there you go, buddy. So fair trade. See you later. And I was like, I need those for Mount Ordeal. I don't have any money. Like, that's why I didn't have any money. I had no money.
Oh no, he gave you some money.
He gave me $100. You can't even buy another tent for that much money.
Yeah, I feel like Gil is more like yen, so he gave you $1.
And here's what's fucking crazy about this too. So he takes your tents, gives you $100, and so me, I'm like, well, I don't have any now. I need some. I know that there's a boss on Mount Ordeals. I need some fucking tents.
Spoilers,
and like the enemies in the 3D version. Yeah, the enemies in the 3D version are not easy. So while you're like walking here, you're getting like a lot of HP damage. So I was like, well, all right, I'll just suck it up and I'll run all the way back to Mysidia and I'll just buy some more tents. Guess what Mysidia does not sell?
Oh, damn.
Tents.
Just take Serpent's Way back to Baron and buy some there.
Yeah, but you know what they do sell for thousands of gil?
Cottages.
And I was like, naming way, you son of a bitch. Because now I have no tents and I don't have enough money for a single cottage. So I'm like, I just have to run around outside and make enough money to buy 2 cottages and then try to like save them for this whole big climb. And I was like, I'm going to kill Camping Way when I see him next. What a fucking jerk.
Camping Way
you
is
should
now
have
a
went
landlord.
Living Way is about to become Dying Way.
Yeah, you should have went to Camping Way's much cooler and better sister, Save Scumming Way.
Yeah, I just not done
it.
Yeah,
you should have just been like, fuck that, I'm reverting.
Well, I think what
a bastard.
It could be by just like poor design, but because Mount Ordeals is like right next to the Chocobo Forest, so I would say don't go in there or talk to Camping Way or Recording Way until you've left Ordeals, because you don't need a Chocobo until you're running back to Mysidia.
I'll tell you what I did. I did buy a cottage, right? And actually, I take this back. I didn't do this, but I should have done this. This is my advice for everybody else. If you have one tent or one cottage for Mount Ordeals, the Chocobo Forests have white Chocobos, which cures all your MP. So just use Porum to cure your party all the way to max, and then just talk to the white Chocobo. And that's basically a tent.
Yeah.
Cool.
I didn't do that, though, because I'm a moron, and I was like, I got to use my cottage before I go up to Mount Ordeals. So don't be me. Don't be stupid.
Yeah. But
yeah, don't be stupid. There you go.
Hard stance of the pod.
But yeah, since Recording Way is no more, he's offloaded his responsibilities to a fat chocobo, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Like now there's a fat chocobo who you can summon in the nest at any chocobo forest to watch the theater or manage your white on the DS version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to use an item for that, right? Like some greens or a carrot.
Some Geshel greens or the carrot.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be talking about the carrot here in a second. Absolutely. The carrot's getting ready to come into to its moment to shine in the game.
Nice.
Let me ask you guys a question, though. Since we are getting ready to climb Mount Ordeals, and we do have one cottage, should we throw that up and take a break real quick before we actually start climbing?
Yeah, I guess.
No.
Carl's gonna stand guard.
We just
2 against 1, but it has to be unanimous, so we're continuing on. No, we can take a break.
All right, I'll see you guys in the morning.
So, we're on the Cydia.
Oh,
we're on the Ordeals.
We're on the Ordeals.
On the Ordeals.
How did y'all feel about Mount Ordeals? I thought it was kind of tough, I'm gonna be honest.
It's definitely tough. I remember in true, like, this has happened to me a bunch of times in this game where I'm like, all right, dude, I'm fucking Cecil. I am gonna have no problem. Like, I'm the motherfucker who gets shit done. Like, I don't need these kids. I can just take on the Ordeals myself. And then like I got there and I was like, oh no, I can do nothing here. Like, like Cecil's like barely able to do anything, even with a white mage and a black mage. Like, they don't really have a whole lot of MP, so like the spells that you're casting, you're not really able to. I did pick up a healing staff in town before heading over here, which really helped, because then with Porum, I would just use that and heal my entire party.
Also, it works on zombies and skeletons too.
Can you use it against the enemies? Because I don't know if I could in my version. I think I tried that, but I wasn't able to use it.
Yeah, I was able to use Cura and be able to do some pretty major damage on.
Nice
on some of the undead.
Hell yeah!
Like you were saying earlier,
holy and fire seem to be your good friends here.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, there's those like screaming demon faces, like the
they're
wisps.
So cool, yeah.
But they do absorb fire, and the thing is, like, a lot of things here are weak to fire. So like, there is that aspect of like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna cast fire and kill half of everything on screen, and then have Cecil come in and try to mop it up.
Yeah, there are some really tough undead enemies here, though. They're like,
there really are.
Like Revenant. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, like
I can never forget, because there's that Distiller's song that says we are the Revenant. Whoa, and we rise up from the dead and we return to living to say our stolen bread. That's a good song. Anyway,
before we even get very far on this mountain, we have a very similar kind of mechanic where, just in case we came here before.
That's right.
There is a wall of fire, which we cannot do anything about.
There's a wall of fire. There is a wall of ice on Mount Hobbs, and already had to learn fire. And this one has a like what's next? A wall of water. Whoa.
You already kind of did that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We did the waterfall. We just gotta hit every element. Like, there's gonna be a wall of every element.
Oh, you know what I'm realizing? I'm looking. I really want to see the Amano art of the spirit, because I'm sure it fucking kicks ass if I can find it. But I'm looking at the page for it on the fandom, and these motherfuckers are in the Omega ruins.
Oh, really?
And they suck.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah. So, like, I would never have, like, put 2 and 2 together, because they look very different but kind of similar. So I'll send that to you guys.
They kind of do look similar. I know what you're talking about.
It's like a similar, like, style, but it's the enemy that looks like a guitar pick.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, yeah. The Crazy Bone.
The Crazy Bone, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Not seeing the Amano art, though. So
the Amano art for Param and Poram is very, like, Calvin and Hobbes looking, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, hell yeah. Amano, Palom. Yeah, this one Amano art is really good, of Palom holding, like, a little fiend toy. It's really cute.
That is very cute. It's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
But yeah,
yeah, we need to make. Okay, wait, real quick. Since it's very Calvin and Hobbes energy, we need to just make bumper stickers of Palom just pissing on various things, pissing on Dragon Quest. Like,
yeah. So speaking of, we reached this wall of fire, and Palom is the one to come and just fucking lets loose.
Yeah, how can we get past this? He just, like, pisses, like.
Carl just
I'm in awe with how well that worked. Good God, that little scamp.
That little goofball. But he casts Blizzard.
Or pisses, depending on which version you're playing.
Pizzard.
And he like bows. He's like super proud of himself when he does it. He's like very full of himself.
He's also got a lot of like pomp and circumstance whenever he does anything. Like his sprite like does a little spin and like jumps in the air. Like he really wants to show off when he's about to do something. It's really cool.
But yeah, Palom, we see our first thwack, I think, or maybe second thwack. I forget.
Oh yeah, she gives him a thwack.
Yeah, we'll do better about keeping track of the thwack count.
This is how many times has our elder said he mustn't be so arrogant. I was like, well then, let's continue onward. And then we get like a, meanwhile.
Yeah, meanwhile, the fortress of evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we see a cutscene of, we don't really have many, I feel like we haven't seen many cutaways in many games recently. I guess X had the one with when they were scheming with Maester Micah and stuff like that. But
yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
But we see Golbez, Kane, and Rosa, who's kind of tied up on a kind of like a cross, but it's not a cross. Either way, her arms are tied and she's hanging. They're
in an extremely mechanical room.
It's hella mechanical. I think in the version that I have, she was in. It seemed like she was in a chair, but I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, in the 2D version, it almost looks like she's sitting in a throne or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
what
tied up to a throne. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and then Golbez says, "Scarmiglione,
Scarmiglione."
Yeah, and we see a cutaway, and there's this little dude who is kind of like, he looks like a Jawa, but he's got big arms sticking out like this.
Yeah, he's a chonky Jawa.
This is not a visual meme, so I don't say like this. His arms out like he's going to come in for a hug, but he's actually got his little tickle fingers out.
Wasn't there that Lonely Island? The Lonely Island song, The Creep or whatever, like the dance move. He's doing the creep.
I'm gonna get you.
But he's like, ever at your service, my lord. And Golbez is like, this Cecil, I fear we can ignore him no longer. Let us clip his wings before he flies beyond our reach. The young man is a dark knight. His blade will be all but useless against your legion of undead, at least for now. He ascends Mount Ordeals even as we speak. And Scarmiglione, who I guess has kind of a snaky voice, is like, he means to become a paladin? So spoiler, I think we're going to become a paladin.
Yeah.
Scarmiglione needs a de-esser, I think, is the plugin that helps.
Or maybe
as
a lift. And Golbez's like, we just need to stop him. I'm leaving that to you. And Scarmiglione is like, worry not, it shall be as you wish. And then Golbez's like, then go, my lord. And then, he turns to Kane and is like, things have grown interesting, haven't they, Kane? Yeah, and Kane's like a little not feeling it. He's a little put back with it, and he's like, I should be the one to go fight Cecil. I know Cecil. That is my fight that I should have. Golbez's like, that worked out great last time, buddy. Got him.
Yeah.
Burned his ass.
He gives him some shit, and he's like, you're not getting that chance. And in my version, he said, like, you're lucky you're even like allowed to guard Rosa. Yeah. He's like, I'll demote you so fast your head'll spin. I'll demote you to captain so fast your head'll spin. But Golbez, I already am captain.
But yeah, and then that's the end of that scene, right? So we know that.
By the way, Scarmiglione, I've just realized, is a demon in Dante's Inferno.
So he is. I don't think they've told us this yet, but we find out here anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, we find out like very soon after this. He's an archfiend, right?
He's one of the 4 archfiends. Yeah, and all of the archfiends are named after characters in Dante's Inferno.
That's pretty sick. Cool.
But when they were brought over for the original Super Nintendo release, because of the character limitations, they had to change all the names. So if you're playing the Super Nintendo release, you'll know this character as Mylon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting.
And Garfunkel.
Mylon and Garfunkel.
Garfunkel's one of the other archfiends.
Cecil's blade of darkness, my old friend.
Hello, Dark Knight, my old friend.
Yep.
I've come to jump with you again.
But then we're allowed to continue on to Mount Ordeals. Like we said, the battles are kind of tough.
Nothing really too different other than like another tier of enemy in a couple of battles. Like enemies that we've already seen.
My
way
like
of chests with potions in it.
Yeah, my way of dealing with this area a little bit more nicely or whatever was just to be like, to allow myself to use magic, right? And to go like, you know what? I only have so many ethers, but like this is where I need them. I'm just going to go ham with the spells and just apply the ethers when I think I need them. And that helped out a lot.
Yeah, and I think the design of this area kind of like lends to that as well, because I do remember getting at least one ether from a chest.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, I should probably use these, even though it's not the most helpful, because it only gives what, like 50 MP?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah, so I wasn't even filling up like Parum or Palum's like MP when I used one.
Yeah, I think the even like Twin Cast uses 50 MP in my version. So
I think it depends on which spell you get, but yes. So there's times when
it's
it can
always
just
the same
fail.
in the 3D version.
But, right, because it's Comet or whatever.
It's Comet, or whatever, which does like between 1,000 and like 1,500 damage. So it always just kills everything. It rules. But yeah, we see some skeleton soldiers, some more of those crazy bone guys, some zombies,
some crazy bones.
Anything interesting on the mountain, really?
Yeah, so we start making our way up this fucking mountain, and we see an old friend.
Yeah, we do. We see a familiar face.
The drip is out of this world. And
the drip out of this world. Oh my, those robes, yo! You see those robes, and you know who's on this mountain. But
he's like a candy vampire.
The candy vampire.
The kawaii vampire. The kawaii goth vampire. Hell yeah.
But it's bubble goth.
It's Tella. Tella has returned.
Yeah.
And by returned, I mean he didn't like come back to us. We just happened to catch him.
Yeah, we just
doing
stumbled
something
into
else.
him the same exact way we stumbled into him the first time.
yeah, right.
Just on our way through to do something.
Yeah, but he sees us and he's like happy to see us too. He's like, "Oh, Cecil, did you come here to get Meteor too?" And we're like, "Yo, what? What's that?" But the kids, after they hear Tella say is Meteo, I think is the name of it. What he's looking for. When the kids hear
by
that,
Linkin Park.
That's right. He's looking for the last copy of the Meteora by Linkin Park. But when the kids hear that, they're like a little taken aback, or at least Porum is. She's like, "Oh, Meteo!" Like she sounds a little concerned. But Palom is like, "Oh shit, you're Tella! I can't believe this! Oh, this is incredible." So he's like, kind of like Tella seems to be a kind of a famous sage or whatever. Like that the kids know him and that like
he's like the Eddie Van Halen to mages.
Yeah, right. He wrote Eruption is really big.
Hell yeah.
Changed the way
he wrote the
were
eruption
cast.
spell. Yeah,
he wrote the eruption spell.
He may have
changed the way
forgotten
spells
it.
are cast.
But Porum says like, "Palom, behave yourself. You stand before the great stage." So like he definitely has this air about him that like mages really respect this dude, as they should, because Tella fucking rocks.
Yeah, and she says, "We came here from Mysidia under the orders of our elder." And
Palom's like, "Yeah, we're spying." And,
and she hits him on the head.
Yeah, she Three Stooges him real good.
And you're like, "Oh wait, spying?" Yeah. And then Porum continues, "Excuse me, as I was saying, we're serving as guides for Sir Cecil. My name is Porum, and then Palom takes over and says, Palom, Mysidia's most exalted mage. I've heard a lot about you, even in my neck of the woods."
Yeah.
Palom, shut up. It's great. I love him. And like I like that like Tella says, "What noisy brats."
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I don't think he said that in my version, but I am following along the same script that you have. And he definitely said, like, I kind of love that he's just a grumpy old man.
Yeah.
That's a weird characteristic of Tella that I don't think most of the localizations got. Like, because in the version that we're looking at that Alex was playing, he's got a screenshot and it says, "Mysidian children, I see. Where have Edward and Rydia gone?"
Yeah, he asked about Edward and Rydia. And Cecil says, "We were attacked by Leviathan on our way to Baron and ... And Tella's like, "Oh my god, are they dead?" And Cecil just says, "I'm afraid so." And Rosa was captured by Golbez. And so like I like that like our main character is just telling us right out, like, yeah, they're dead. So if you're playing this for the first time in the 90s, and you haven't like played a ton of JRPGs where there are like tropes established yet, you're like, "Oh my god, they're really fucking dead. Like they just told me that they're dead. That's incredible." Wild. But yeah, after he says Rosa, Palom says, "I bet that's his girlfriend." But Cecil asks, he's like,
"This dork has a girlfriend."
Cecil asks, he's like, "I thought you went to go fight Golbez." And he's like, "Well, against the likes of Golbez, my spells still lack power. So I've traveled here to seek the legendary spell Meteo. I sense a strong aura on this mountain. I believe it holds a secret." And like I was saying earlier, the kids kind of like reacted to Medio, and Porum says, that spell is much too dangerous. It requires tremendous vitality. And for a man of your age, and then like ... oh, forgive me. Like, so she like accidentally calls him old.
Yeah, and I don't know whether to like read Tella's like voice in Grandpa Simpson's voice or Professor Farnsworth, but I think Farnsworth is probably the. Oh my, yes, I'll admit it, I am old, but I will make Golbez pay, even if it costs me my life. I'll be in the Angry Dome.
I'll be in the Angry Dome.
Well, I already am in my pajamas.
Someone should really do something about this Golbez, but I am already in my pajamas.
But yeah, so Tella's like...
How's Edward holding up? To shreds, you say. And what about Rydia? To shreds, you say.
But yeah, so he's looking for Medio. He's going to try to learn the spell that like may kill him when he uses it, right?
Which is funny because immediately after this, I had him cast it in battle.
Oh, because you're cheating. That's right.
Oh, wait. I guess that's true. I didn't even... I guess I was wondering, like, why do I already know it?
I was going to say, like, because, like, naturally, Tella cannot learn Medio until a scene coming up, and even then, he never will get enough MP to cast it.
Oh, funny.
So, like, his MP actually casts.
Oh, wait, maybe he did. Maybe that did happen. I just didn't notice because I was just kind of button spamming.
Yeah.
So the world, in the scene coming up, the world is now devoid of all people, and Tella says, thank God I can finally get to all the reading that I've always wanted to do. There's nothing stopping me now. And then he breaks his glasses, and he's like, oh, I just learned Meteor. There was time now.
But Cecil tells him that we've come here to become a paladin, and Palom asks who's Golbez. And Porum's like, haven't you been paying attention this entire time? It's like all that we've been
Palom's
talking
like,
about.
Golbez D's nuts.
Oh, got him! Dude, destroyed. And then Tella explains, he's not just an ordinary man, but a powerful sorcerer brimming with evil. So, you've come here to become a paladin. Then this mountain must hold some secret, just as I suspected. I will accompany you. And then you get to move on.
Yeah. I think, there's a little detail that kind of... I'm not sure if it's like entirely, it hasn't really been spelled out. Like we can kind of guess, but they're like, yeah, Golbez is the one controlling Baron. And from what we know of Baron, like the king and what's his fuck, the other guy.
Baigen.
Baigen.
Forgot about Baigen.
They like recently kind of changed and they're acting differently and stuff. So it's like, so we kind of now can connect, if we didn't connect the dots already, that Golbez is the one who's like calling the shots.
Yeah, and that he's not just like a knight; he's also a sorcerer.
Yeah, he's not. He's not the one who like the king just found after demoting Cecil, and he's like, yeah.
But then we're allowed to move on, do the rest of Mount Ordeals. There's a couple screens in here. Like there's little ways to go through.
As we make our way up towards it, every now and then there'll be like a weird sound that's like. Psh.
Yeah. Every now and again, like a sound will happen, and you'll see it on screen, right? And it'll say
there's like a tile that you'll step on, and it'll do that, and it won't have anyone saying it, but Porum will say like, "Palom, stop that." Yeah,
she thinks that he's making that noise. Yeah, and he's like, "What? I didn't do anything," and that happens like several times. Yeah, it's very cute. And that happens once we get onto the summit, right? Like once we're on the top level of the mountain.
Yeah, and there's a saves point near here.
Hey, take that save point if you haven't played this yet.
Yeah, no, you probably don't need to. It's fine. Just continue forward. Don't save.
It's on the right side of the screen on the top.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know what else I like right now, by the way, is that I like that we have 3 mages and 1 attacking guy. It's a very weird setup for a party. It's very odd.
It's an unconventional one for sure, especially when like up until this point my go-to move has just been like, oh, just use darkness with Cecil, but darkness doesn't do shit on this fucking mountain. So like he can still attack with his blade that he has, which like the one that we got last episode, I believe, has a chance of just dealing death. Or like, so like when I was fighting Zeus on my way to Mysidia, I would just like hit it once and it would be like KO'd. And I was like, oh, that's sick. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
There was one time where I didn't get that for a couple turns, and I did like 300 damage to the zoo, like multiple times, and it didn't even kill it. And I was like, "Fuck!" Like these things are actually tough.
Did you notice that it sometimes like just inflicts KO?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that was. I'm sorry, my mistake. I thought you were saying like sometimes it's strong enough to kill them, but sometimes
no.
It's not.
Like
okay.
it was doing like it was like
instant kill.
Yeah,
I see. My mistake.
I love that Matt Damon movie. We killed the zoo.
We killed the zoo. We killed the zoo. Also, did you notice that Tella has more spells now?
Yeah, he's been reading.
I didn't notice that, but I did notice that this motherfucker lost the goddamn fucking ice rod that I gave him. Because I didn't get that shit back.
I loaned that to you. You don't have it?
Yeah, it's like, dude, what the fuck? I gotta go to Mysidia and buy another one. The fucking merchant there hates me, dude.
I just bought one of everything.
He's gonna turn me into a frog.
He's gonna lace it with fucking poison.
But yeah, so then we on the very, very summit, like right before we get to like the peak itself, like on the screen that we're on, there's like a rope bridge, right?
Yeah.
And right as we approach the rope bridge, another one of those sounds
falls,
happen.
and we're at the bottom, and we have to navigate.
Right?
It's just like Mount Ebal. It's like Mount Ebal all over again.
Yeah, Tella's in a cowboy outfit for some reason.
Yeah, with like little shorts or whatever. Like he's got the little like skirt or whatever.
Yeah, he's on his adventuring outfit. He's like a little Nigel Thornberry or something, or Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, as soon as we get up to it, we hear that sound again, and this time instead of Porum being like "shut up," Tella says, "I sense an evil presence nearby," and you hear a disembodied voice say, "I will enjoy killing you all." And Cecil says, "Who is there? Show yourself.
Show up.
Show up." And Scarmiglione appears. Scarmiglione appears.
Good,
he's making a pasta. The picture that you're showing me right now, Alex, I thought those were little hearts above his head. Like there's like dark energy swirling around him.
Scarmiglione fan cam with little hearts and stuff.
Yeah, I guess he like shows up in like evil energy or whatever, but it looks like a bunch of like little hearts around his head. It's very cute. But yeah,
I fucking love this sprite.
Oh, it's really good. He shows up with his tickling hands, like you were saying. He's ready to tickle Cecil to death. But he says he's here under Master Golbez's orders, and he will deliver us to the gates of hell. But first...
Yeah, I like the difference that it has in Alex's version, where he says, "I am the oarsman who will ferry you beyond the veil," which is cool. Like, that's very poetic and stuff. But, like, everything that he's said so far in, like, the version that I'm playing is he's like, "I'm going to drag these motherfuckers to hell. Like, they're coming to hell with me."
I mean, same here. The first thing you hear him say before you know it was him is, "It's such a pleasure I will take in delivering you to the gates of hell." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like that...
this dude loves hell.
His name for himself in the 3D version is the Blighted Despot Scarmiglione, and I was like, that's some Dark Souls shit right there.
Yeah,
like there would just be a boss called the Blighted Despot,
arch friend of Earth,
or the arch friend of the Earth.
Corey is our arch friend because he's been on the podcast so much.
Yeah, the four of us are the arch friends. It's our spinoff podcast. But yeah, and then like Alex is shown here, my undead children hunger to feast on your flesh. Mwah! Love that.
Real good.
And we get in a fight with him.
Yeah, he gets a little chunkier in the battle sprite. He's like a little more filled out.
Well, you know what they say. The battle camera puts on about 10 pounds.
Right.
But he shows up indeed with 4. Are they revenants? I forgot what they are. They're 4 zombos.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably the Revenants. I didn't really pay too much attention to them throughout this fight. I was just like, I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy. Like, they didn't really do much to me in the fight. I just like went ham on him. I was like, twin cast. Like, you guys do your thing. Me and Tello will just keep fucking hitting this cloaked nerd.
Yeah.
This despot of dorks or whatever the fuck he calls himself.
The despot of dorks.
Yeah.
Alex, did you do 420 damage to that rightmost enemy? No, it's 470. Goddamn.
I'm sorry.
No,
but yeah, I just started blasting Kira. And
he just started blasting
Kira and fire on everything, and do pretty good.
Does Kira work against him?
It does. Yes.
This right here is a Kira attack.
I didn't try that until later, and it didn't work.
Yeah. So he's not that tough in like right here, right? Like
He's got 4 goons. You wipe them out, and he's like maybe 3 times as strong as those goons.
Yeah.
Carl, I promised you something like in the first or second episode of this podcast, and I want to make good on it now.
Yeah.
And that is throwing the trash can, like we were talking about, using the trash can as an item. So there's a fun little glitch in the Super Nintendo version with Palom and Porum's twin cast. And that is that if one of the characters dies while they're casting, if the user dies, if the person who uses it dies, the other character hasn't put in a move yet, so it will just use the last move that they use. So if you attacked with so if you start using Twin with Palom, and then Palom dies, and last turn Porum attacked, he'll just attack again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain things that can't really be used. So if you switch the placement of items around, that just counts. That just counts as a move for some reason.
Whoops.
But clearly that's not a actionable move in in the game. That's not an action that one of the characters would take, right? So you can use the trash can or switch the trash can's spot with other things, and the cursor will still be on the trash can. So once you cast Twin and the caster dies and your other mage had their cursor on the trash can, the game will try to use the trash can instead.
Holy shit. What does it do? Does it do anything?
Yeah, so because there's no because there's nothing there, the game will pick something out of RNG, right? It'll just be okay, what's there? What is to be used, right? And I'm gonna use this again on the next boss that we get into. I don't want to spoil anything. But in this case, actually, so the first one, the trash can will be on the boss right after this. This one will be the carrot. I was saying the carrot would come up too. So I had to get them right.
Yeah.
I thought this one was trash, but the next one's trash can. This one's the carrot. If you switch the carrot around, and then that happens, where it goes to in the RNG is just 8 casts of fire in a row. And so it just uses fire 8 times on Mylon or Scarmiglione, and that's enough to just kill him outright. It just takes him down. So you just do that, you fucking accidentally cast 8 fires, and you just win the fight. No problem.
That kicks so much ass.
Indeed.
That's so cool.
And
does it consume the carrot?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Maybe it does. I'm not sure, actually. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it consumes.
Not that matters. I mean, the carrot's not hard to get.
But the trash can's spot in the RNG, it will cast Holy 8 times. So it'll do a late game spell 8 times in a row for free.
Holy shit.
Holy shit indeed.
That's insane.
Which will be handy for whatever happens after this fight.
Yeah, it's always helpful in late game. So
yeah, late game. Where we are right now. So we're done with Scarmiglione. We beat his ass. We beat him's whole ass.
We beat him with relative ease.
He says, "Erg my flesh."
Oh, my flesh. That's what I say.
Oh, my bones.
Yeah, when I stub my toe, I'm like, my flesh. Also, go save again. Just go save again.
Yeah,
after this.
I went back to the save point and I used a tent just because I was like, well, I used a lot of MP. I might as well just use the tent, whatever, I'll save. And I'm fucking glad I did.
Yep. Because
you continue forward and
as soon as we cross
walking
the
towards, we're walking up to this I think it almost looks like tombstones. They're kind of like crystals, but tombstones shaped like crystals. Yeah, pylons, what have you. So we're making our way to there, and then we step on a certain tile. And then Scarmiglio just talks to us again. Yeah, he says, my true strength lies in death.
Which I love this.
Oh,
I love
shit.
this. I love that his whole thing the entire time has been about dragging you to hell and the afterlife and shit like that. And his thing is that he becomes more powerful once he's dead, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's incredible.
Yeah, and he's kind of dressed like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's true. Well. That's true.
If you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you could ever imagine.
And he does.
And he becomes Obi-Wan Z.
yeah. In the original version, it's Mylon Z, but now he's still just called Scarmiglione in the later versions.
And after we defeat Mylon Z, he does this again, and he becomes Mylon GT.
Ah, nice. But then later they retcon Mylon GT. and instead it's Mylon. Wait, what's the newest Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball Super takes place between the event. Super takes place between the events of Z and GT, I think.
I thought they decanonized GT.
I don't know for sure if they did.
I don't know either.
A friend of the pod, Sagman Shreds, will definitely tell you that no, GT is for sure canon. So
add us on Twitter. Let us know if GT is canon.
Mylon Shooting Star.
Mylon Shooting Star. Wait, I have a guitar. I can play that.
Let's start a Pillows cover band.
Wait, no.
Nope.
Please keep all of this in.
Wait, is that right?
Yeah. That one sounded right.
I used to know it.
There we go.
Yeah,
anyway. Hell yeah. We did it. Now do classical gas.
Much like the Dark Blade, you kill it in one every like 10 times.
But yeah, so in this fight, you can throw the trash can at this man and fuck him right the fuck up.
Yeah, but if you don't do that,
in a row.
If your game doesn't allow for that, it's a pretty tough fight.
It can be. It can be.
Especially if you didn't save and you just continued on because you're like, oh, we're in the clear.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets a back attack on us.
He gets a back attack. Oh.
And he looks like a fucking House of the Dead enemy on the 3D version.
Yo,
dude, he
really
looks
does.
So badass. He is.
He's a zombie with like 4 tusks like jutting out of him. It's gross.
The tusks are coming out of his body, not out of his like mouth or something, and they're huge.
Yeah, I took it kind of, and it might have just been the sprite work as well, as like tree roots, which makes sense since he's like the archfiend of Earth.
Yeah,
or friend,
archfriend of Earth.
God, he's
fucking awesome. Yeah, he's very scary. Really cool. Just character in general.
Yeah, and the text: "Those who see this face must die. I'll smite your ruins on the mountainside." And I was like, "Ugh, dude!" Like, I will say, like, there's some. I don't know. I think it's just a me thing, right? Like, everybody has like things that they connect with or things that they like. I don't know, feel emotions from. But like, this dude is just badass to me. Like, when I do this fight and like the way that he talks and the way that he looks and like the fact that we're on this like barren mountain, like all the trees around us are dead on top of this mountain. Like, it's just, it's got a fucking feeling to it. And like, it's just grave. It's grave in a way that like, I don't know when the last time we've ever seen anything like this is.
It really is kind of a zombie mountain.
Yeah, it's awful. He's awful. He's just terrible. I love how fucking awful Scarmiglione
is. A counterpoint to that, in Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy, he's extremely cute.
I just saw the picture you put in there.
Extremely cute. Which I also wanted to say that my older brother lives near a Round One, which is a like a Japanese arcade here in the States, or I guess it's probably all over the place. But my girlfriend and I always go and play with the UFO catchers and try and get like cute plushes and shit like that. But the last time we went, which was a couple months ago, we discovered Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy, and it's like 4 credits for a timed play where you just get to play 3 songs, and it's just become our obsession. Like, we go like, My girlfriend, shout outs to Frostwad, my girlfriend Sarah, she kind of like prides herself on never having played a Final Fantasy before, but that's not entirely true because she has played a lot of Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy.
It's a fun game.
It's super fun, especially with
if you find it used for the 3DS, check it out. It's a fun game. I've
been trying to find a cabinet of it just so I can, feel sad that I would never be able to afford it, but I found one that like sold for like less than $2,000, and I was like, holy shit, man. If like, that's so tempting if it was that price point. Like, yeah, because my god, like, that's a lot of money. Like, that's like, I had to buy a new air conditioner recently, and that was like the cost of that. But like, yeah, I would probably try and buy a fucking cabinet of that game's super fun, especially on the cab. Anyway, Scarmiglione.
I was very confused when I played the Final Fantasy 8 level, and I was like, wait, Carl's sub song is in this. Because if only her like the first like 2 measures of that.
I saw a tweet recently that was like what your favorite Final Fantasy like says about you or something, and the one for Final Fantasy VIII was like, "Man with the machine gun is still your ringtone." And I was like, I mean, essentially it is. Like,
so this fight, especially on the 3D version, if you're playing like the normal difficulty, is a bit of a motherfucker. It's really tough because I think his normal attacks inflict blind. So like just when he hits you normally, it inflicts blind.
Is it blind or silence?
I'm reading it 1 second.
I think he silenced a bunch of my which like in this fight, like that's worse than blind because like most of your team is going to be using magic.
His normal attack inflicts blind, but every couple moves he uses gas, which inflicts sleep, curse, and silence.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is really like the Guardian Sanctuary, or what was the Guardian Keeper or whatever kind of vibe.
Yeah, where he kept doing all
from
that.
10, yeah.
Fucking just laying on all the effects.
Yeah, he's pretty tough. He's pretty tough in here. I can't remember exactly how I took care of him. I think I just like went real ham with like hardcore spells.
I just kept doing Cura and fire, and I think maybe one.
So does Cura work? Does Cura do damage against him? Because I could have swore I tried that and it healed him, and I was like, well, shit.
The 3D version.
Yeah, at least on the 3D version. I can find out though, because I have the 2D version notes pulled up here. Oh, where am I going? There we go.
I threw a Phoenix down at him, and it did not do too much either. But I was hoping that would do an instant death.
Yeah, an instant death.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it
only did a few hundred.
Weird.
It only did a few hundred damage.
I wonder what I'm thinking of then. But yeah, no, he's a motherfucker.
Also, Cecil's dark sword does barely any damage against him too.
Yeah, exactly. Like Cecil's pretty much just like useless this fight, other than like maybe if you have items. Like I think I tried using like the bomb arm or whatever.
Yeah, I will say like I do remember this, the way that when I finally, because I think I had to try him twice at least, and when I beat him, I just did not use Cecil until he was necessary. So like I would wait until somebody was like silenced, and then I would use Cecil as like a free Echo Herbs turn. Yeah,
so it's kind of like an inversion of like the mages as the support characters, and then Cecil just becomes the support character.
Yeah, exactly. But once he goes down, we're allowed to continue on, and we can get to the those little that tombstone that you were talking about. It does look like a tombstone to me. What
it looks like a little cemetery, like a tiny little cemetery.
Yeah,
in the 3 version though, after we beat Scarmaglione, he will just fall off the cliff.
Oh yeah. In my version too, it's like he's on the bridge with his little overworld sprite, I think, which is just the little the one that we see for all fiends, pretty much, like the one that Edward fought in whatever town that was, Dacian. And he just is like I forget what he says, but then he like hangs off the bridge and falls, and I was like, hell yeah.
I like that in a couple of the versions, the last thing he says is "see you in hell."
Hell yeah.
Nice.
See you in hell.
From heaven.
I'll be in heaven.
Yeah.
From heaven, yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of in Futurama when he's like, I'll see you in girl hell. I'll be in boy hell. Much nicer.
But once we go up to that little tombstone, it transports us, I guess. Like the script that I'm reading right now actually says it transports us inside the tomb, which I think kind of makes sense. It does kind of look like a tomb.
Yeah.
But before, in the 3 version, we hear a voice before we are teleported.
Right. That says, "My son, at last you have arrived.
Long have I awaited this, the day that you would come. A tragedy unfolds now, which pains me more than you can know."
And then Cecil's like, "Son," he doesn't know what the deal with that is. And I guess it's implied that it's not just my boy, because I call people son. I'll be like, "What's up, son?"
Yeah, what's up, son? Yeah.
So I guess
I definitely took it as a eject, sort of you can't do it, kid.
But yeah, it seems like it's speaking to Cecil in a very fatherly way.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of figured it as a godly way, like my son.
It makes way more sense to be godly, but I was also like,
that's what I was thinking. But
Cecil's
the way that
dad?
Cecil responds to it all the time is that wait, what do you mean by your son? And so I'm like, I wonder if it is more of like a parental form.
Yeah. I mean, if he said that to like everyone, you know, like at this point, like we don't really know.
Yeah, because I don't think that Cecil would make a big deal out of it if it was like a deity.
We do know he was adopted, so...
Yeah, and then it was kind of like, part of me was like, is this somehow connected to like the king back when he was good, because like the adopted father sort of thing, or biological father perhaps?
Yeah.
Who knows?
But we do get transported into the tomb. And it's much like the crystal rooms in the castles, you know?
Very nice crystal room.
Hella mirrors.
And it has hella mirrors. As a matter of fact, one of the walls is just a giant mirror.
Yeah.
That you can like see all your party members and everything in. And the voice that was speaking to Cecil says, "Through much sorrow I have longed for your coming. I shall now entrust you with my power. By doing so, my pain will only grow, but there is no other way." Which I like. I like that, like, whoever this is that's talking to us, like, whatever this energy is like, yeah, I'm glad you're here, but it makes me sad, and I'm going to make you more powerful, but it's going to be awful.
That's going to hurt me, yeah.
But that's going to hurt me. So, like, I like that, like, it does kind of make you think, like, what the fuck is this thing talking about? Like, what is it aligned with? Why is it painful for it?
Yeah, in that sense, it kind of does feel godly in the Catholic guilt sense, where it's like, yeah, like anything good that happens to you, guess what? You're gonna have to feel guilty about it.
It says Cecil touched the holy sword and turned into a paladin. And then
like there's like a sword that kind of like descends from the top of the screen down, and it's like a white blade, and it's very like ornate looking.
Yeah, and Cecil takes hold of it, and his form changes. He no longer looks like the Dark Knight anymore.
Yeah.
He's a pretty boy.
He's a pretty boy
beautiful.
now.
He's looking good.
Yeah.
I think it's more like the Amano art, right? It's kind of more like in vein with the Amano designs, where you got like a guy with luscious hair and like a headband and
yeah. He's got like very like white hair in the version that I'm playing, like the sprites that I have.
He's a very fair high fantasy boy now.
Yeah, he looks kind of like Griffith from Berserk.
So the ultimate hero.
Yeah, so everyone's favorite.
And then the voice says, "Break from your past and overcome your darkness. Only then will you receive holy power." And then like the mirror that we were looking into earlier that like shows Cecil's reflection, the Dark Knight has not changed. It's still a Dark Knight on the other side of that mirror, right? And it actually like walks out of the mirror and challenges Cecil to battle. I think it's amazing.
And Telos says, "Now there are two of them.
I'm seeing double.
Four crusties." Yeah. And like even the kids are like, "What's going on? There's two of them." And Cecil says, "Stay back. This is my battle to atone for my wrongs." And we get into a fight with it. And this is like,
let me kill this guy and then we'll move on.
And this is like the most cinematic thing I've ever seen, like up to this point, right? Like I think I've told the story before that this is like my first Final Fantasy that I played, but also like my first video game to get me into video games, because like this is so wildly powerful, like even today. And I think last week when we had Corey on the podcast, he was saying that like there's a lot of theming in this game, and the idea of mirrors and reflecting on yourself is like a big theme of the game. And I think that like
nah, he was just reading into it too much.
That really reaches a pitch right here, I think. I don't think it's necessarily the climax, because there's more to come. But like, this is where it's spelled out very clearly.
This is definitely like a solid Final Fantasy moment where you're like, I was playing this part and I was just like, yo, this game fucking rules.
This game fucking rules.
Especially because like if you're playing on like one of the older sprite versions and you kind of just try and put yourself in the place of like when this game came out, like I don't think any game would do this kind of thing the way that this game does it. And it's so fucking cool. Like I might be wrong about that, but like it's such a powerful moment because
it's incredible.
Luckily after Scarmiglione, the second one, I also went back and saved again.
I was gonna say
whatever, because there's
you
a
can
gimmick
lose
to this fight.
You can lose this battle if you don't know the gimmick. Yeah. And a friend of the show, Mr. Zwanzig, I was talking to him yesterday, and he did not save before my Scarmiglione, after Scarmiglione, or at any time on Mount Ordeals, and lost to this fight.
Oh my god!
And he was like, "I didn't think you could lose it."
Yeah, because it very much holds itself the same way that Edward versus the Water Hag or the Sahagin.
Or Cecil versus Kane.
Yeah, it has a thing where it's just like, oh, this
scene.
is a scripted event where my inputs don't matter. And you're like, hey, I just got this new fucking sword. I need to defeat the evil within me. I need to kill the Dark Knight that's in front of me. And
I thought it was going to be very much like the very last input on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
One hit, done.
Yeah, he uses Omni Slash, yeah.
So Dark Knight Cecil can do a lot of damage.
And he kind of only uses darkness, which I was like, this works to my ability. I have cure, so I can cure myself, and I can just dish out damage. And I like also use like Hermes sandals and shit. So I was like, I can get 4 hits on this fucking scrub. Like I'm ready to go. Like my sword does a shit ton of damage to him, and I just started like going in on him. And then like halfway through the battle, when I was like, damn, this is actually taking a little longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Every time I would attack him, every other turn, he would say, a true paladin, ... And then he would say, would sheath his sword. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, and I was like, oh, he's trying to like psych me out. He's like, oh, like put your sword away so I can keep attacking you and shit. And I like just kept attacking him. And then like, I didn't have much HP left. And I was like, oh wait, thematically it would be so much cooler if like you weren't supposed to attack him.
Yeah,
and then I was like, oh shit. And I got the first game over I've gotten in this game from this, and I was just like, is that what I'm supposed to do?
In the 3D version, when you attack him, I'm looking at Alex's screen right now. He says a true paladin's heart knows no malice.
Yeah.
So this is the one time you have to not wake up and choose violence.
It is kind of fucked up.
Says, sheathe your blade and overcome the hate.
Hell yeah. It's kind of fucked up that Sakaguchi just straight up stole this mechanic from Undertale, but it works really well. So,
but yeah, it's genius that like the way to win this battle is to not attack, right?
Yeah, especially because like I went through and read everything that Cecil, like Paladin Cecil, says before this. And he's like, I must defeat the Dark Knight and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting mixed signals here. And who's the true reliable narrator in this?
Yeah.
Like, clearly not the Dark Knight. So I think I lost this battle twice. The second time is when I was like, let me just see if I can kill the Dark Knight. And that's when I used like Hermes sandals and like just went all in on him. And then I was just like, oh no, you're not supposed to win this.
Right.
Yeah, I just started using defend, which is I don't do very often because it's on the second menu over.
Yeah.
And just wait.
Yeah, you just wait, and eventually you will win the fight. And I love this moment because, like, this has been, like, the theme of the game thus far, right? Is that, like, Cecil cannot win against darkness by being a Dark Knight. And, like, the idea of just being able to kill all your problems away is pretty fucking dark. And so, like, I like the idea that, like, no, actually choosing this path is, like, the way to win. Like, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. The text in the DS version before the fight is over says, justice and retribution are but trifling things. There are victories of greater worth. Someday you will know them. Go forth now, Cecil.
That's incredible. I love that. Because, like, I feel like in the real world, justice is no trifling thing, right? Like, it's very, very important, as a matter of fact. But, like, I like that this is so, like, grand. It's so grand and on such a large scale that it's just like, no, human justice means nothing. There are things more pure, like, inside, and like that's a wild statement to make. But like
sometimes it's better to just vibe and be cool.
Just the text just says, just be cool, Cecil, just be cool.
The text says, some fight for law, some fight for justice. Cecil, what will you fight for? And Cecil's like, I'm fighting for vibes.
The Dark Knight says, some men hunt for sport and others hunt for food, but the only thing I'm hunting for
is an outfit that looks good.
But yeah, so then we defeat the Dark Knight. Cecil is now a paladin.
Hell yeah.
I will instill you now with hallowed light, formed of my very soul. May it be your strength, though it be the last of mine. My son, you must stop Goldberg.
That's incredible.
Like cinematic zoom out.
Who is that voice?
Who dat?
And then it gives us the message that Cecil became a paladin. The party member asks if he's all right, and Cecil says, this feeling, I can't explain it. It seems so familiar. What was that voice? And then, like, as he's saying that, Tella's kind of like in contemplation, and he goes, oh, that's right. I remembered all my spells. And so like something about watching that allowed him to remember all of his spells. And he like remembers all the spells. So like he has like every black magic skill in the game now.
Including Meteor.
He learns it right here.
Which draws the question, did he learn it right here? I mean, it does say he learned Meteor in the 3D version, but I'm wondering, did he already know it and now he just remembered it? Or is it like it was learned here?
I think there are 3 possibilities. Yeah. It is possible that he learned it here. It's possible that he just remembered it. And I was thinking maybe it's a thing that like you can't go find. Like
it's like the black materia, which also makes sense.
I mean, I think like more like it's something internal, you know what I mean? That only like you can only tap into with like a lifetime of
like Nirvana.
Like a Nirvana.
I was just gonna say Nirvana. Yeah. Maybe Foo Fighters, but like probably Nirvana.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I'm more of a Screaming Trees kind of guy.
Ooh, I just started listening to Screaming Trees recently. They're really good. Anyway, so yeah, I was wondering that too. I wonder if he actually did just learn it, or if it was like did he have to come here to learn it, or did he remember it?
Yeah. It's cool. It's a cool.
It is cool. It is cool.
It'd be funny if they all had to fight their own reflections in different versions of themselves.
Yeah, like do them all in order.
Each of them can get a game over if you don't figure out the gimmick in time.
But I like that, like
they all didn't attack either, so I guess they also did it.
Not Golbez, I'm sorry. Tella's fucking stoked on this though. He says, "Haha, Golbez is doomed. Wahaha! Come, Cecil, to Baron." So he's like super stoked. He's like, "I'm gonna go wreck that motherfucker's whole day."
He's like, "Look, I know thematically it just said that like violence will only beget violence, and that there's
Tella didn't learn shit.
Let's go use this horrible fucking dark magic and let's kill this motherfucker."
Yeah, Tella didn't learn anything.
It's like revenge is like a futile task, and then Tella's like, "Oh boy, can't wait to go kill
him."
Oh
man, finally I can get that revenge that I've been so craving.
That justice and retribution.
I can finally use this axe that I've been grinding.
And then Palom almost spills the beans about spying again. He feels bad about it now, and he's like, "Yeah, look, to be honest with you, we and then like Porum shuts him up again. It's like, "Shut up, you idiot!
Shut up!"
But then you leave the tomb, and we head back to Mysidia, right?
Yeah, we still have to walk all the way.
We do have to walk all the way back, and importantly, Cecil is level 1.
Right.
Again, yeah, he's like
that is something
he's
that
level 7, maybe.
Yeah, I did not realize until into a battle, and I was like, "Damn, Cecil's getting a ton of level ups. This is awesome. He's learning white magic. This is great." And then I realized, like, oh shit, he is like his hit points are still super high. His MPs, he actually has MP now.
Yeah.
But I was like,
first I thought it was a thematic thing where like, oh, does the sword just like not work well unless I do something specific? And I thought like, it was because it was like always only doing like 2 digits of damage, like 10 HP of damage.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I just have to do something different, like to charge up the sword or something. And I was like, then I realized like, oh wait, I'm only like level 5.
I do want to point something out that I misspoke on. I completely forgot about this. I said there weren't really very many interesting enemies on Mount Ordeals. And I fucking lied because I just saw one of Alex's screenshots. Did y'all see that snake lady?
The Lamia?
Yeah, the Lamia.
The labia?
I did not, actually. I don't think I ran into it.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. I wonder if it was like a post-fight, like post-Scarmiglione thing where like maybe there's new enemies now.
It could be like one of those rare enemies like the sandworm.
I ran into quite a few of them, and I showed the sprite to my girlfriend, and she was like, "Why is she so caked up?" Like, the sprite in the version that I'm playing, like, you can see her full ass. It's
full ass.
Yeah. Like,
damn, there it is.
Oh, goodness.
Double cheeked up.
That's a whole ass.
What is that anime with all the monster girls? The horny monster ladies? I forget.
Oh, horny monster ladies, Gaijin?
Yeah, she is caked up. They added ass to this.
They added ass.
Yeah.
Just add ass.
I can't believe they nerfed her ass for the 3D version.
Yeah, you can't see it. It's too many polygons.
Too many polygons, yeah.
They Tara Croft her butt.
But no, that was
Tara Croft. Who the fuck is Tara Croft?
That was shocking to me to see that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I found the curse augment.
Oh, I didn't find the curse augment.
Yeah, it's on the second screen. It looks like on our way down.
I'm gonna have to go back and get that.
I'm looking at the Amano art as well, and there's there's no need for them to be like, you know what, we need to add to this full butt cheeks.
They got rid of the butt cheeks in Record Keeper at least.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think I ended up, because Tello learned all of his black magic, I think I used like warp immediately and just got all the way down the mountain. That's probably why I didn't find that augment. What do you know what the curse augment does?
I don't know what the curse augment does. I haven't really used any of the augments.
I used that first one that we got.
Potion or something?
Yeah, auto potion. But I gave it to Rydia, and like that's not really doing me a lot of good right now. Augments. Curse. For 40 MP, inflicts curse on all enemies. So there you go.
What does curse do? Because I feel like Scarmiglione was cursing me, and I saw like a little skull next to my character, but I didn't. The battle didn't last long enough for that to become
curse.
Anything.
Halves your base strength and defense.
That sucks.
That sucks for us, but I feel like it's not incredibly useful on enemies because like we're usually strong enough to fight them.
Oh, so I think maybe this is because we only find it after defeating Scarmiglione. Yeah. I think what that's implying is that spot where I found it is where he died when he fell.
Oh, could be.
But yeah, I'm guessing that's where Scarmo died.
Poor Scarmo, R.I.P. He's double R.I.P'd. We killed him.
Yeah, we killed his ass good.
And then he comes back. He's like, "You fools! My true power was in double death."
Yeah, just like Seymour.
That's right. Yeah, we have to fight Scarmiglione Flux
and stay down there.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to go back and get that then. But yeah, we head back to Mysidia to visit the Elder.
Take a chocobo.
Yeah, hop on a chocobo. Refill your MP with a white chocobo.
I will say the townspeople will actually comment on your transformation.
Yeah, most of them positively. There is like one black mage that was just like, I can't trust you. Like I don't care that you're a paladin now. I can't forgive you. And it's like, all right, that's fair.
There's the black mage in the shop who's like, how many times did it tell you? Oh wait, what did you? And then just gets really confused, like because you've already been in there, like trying to like buy shit, and he was like getting pissed at
I like the one out front who says like, I really did not believe I would ever see you become a paladin, but you actually did it. Or there it is. Yeah, a paladin. I did not think it possible. Yeah.
I think someone in my game was like, I didn't think it was possible for like anyone to become a paladin, and like another black mage is just like, I can't believe you are the one who became a paladin.
Yeah. I guess that is kind of like a slap in the face though, right? Like, if somebody really like who's just done you dirty all the time, it's like we find out that Ted Cruz has become a paladin. We're like, what the fuck?
I think that would require personal growth and
that's true.
Atoning for one's sins.
That's something we'll never see. That's true.
I do like the varying degrees of like acceptance. Like there's the ones who like not believing it. That someone's like who's like, don't think I've forgiven you for what you've done.
Yeah.
And there's like a white mage who is like, you were pained by what happened too, weren't you? I will pray for you as well. Like,
yeah,
right.
There's a white mage who's like standing kind of by like just like a little pond. That if you talk to her when you were the Dark Knight or the Black Knight or whatever it's called, she would be like, like I recognize you, and then she would run away a couple of steps, and then you would talk to her again, and she would like say the same thing, and then run into the woods and like just take off. And I think I can't remember what her
oh right
on the
I
whole
remember that
paladin
character because like I thought it was very funny because in the 2D version when you talk to her, or at least in the Super Famicom version, you talk to her and she jumps into the woods, but she doesn't jump so far away that you can't talk to her again. She's still in the first tile of the woods, so you talk to her again and then she jumps out of bounds.
Yeah,
I thought it was very
exactly.
funny.
Oh, that's not as fun as the 3D version where she just disappears behind the weapon shop. Oh well.
Out of
Cursed
bounds,
third dimension.
Do we want to go talk to the Elder?
Yeah, I think so.
It's about time.
So we talk to the Elder. He says, it's unbelievable. You've succeeded. And the kids say that we did a good job. Palom says he passed with flying colors. And Cecil's like,
hey, wait, what happened? What?
Yeah. And the Elder says, forgive me. I assigned them actually to spy on you. As it turns out, there was no need for it. And so like they've been spying on us.
Like, I didn't think he'd be able to do it either.
Yeah.
No one had faith in you.
Yep.
It's great.
And Cecil even says like, yo, it's fine. Considering all the things that I did, like you made the right decision.
I can't blame you. I would have done the same shit.
Yeah. But apparently becoming a paladin does not necessarily entail 100% getting that sword that we got, because the elder sees the sword and he's like, yo, what the fuck? Where did you get that though? Because like he did not expect us to come back with that sword.
What are those?
What are those?
New whip.
He says the inscription on this sword matches a passage from Mysidian legend. And of course, Cecil says, "Oh, legend," and then we get a cool screen where it shows us the legend. So we gotta do that.
Yeah, it's one of those crawls again, and in my version, it's got like a nice shot of the two moons that are like on a very nice like blue sky.
Scroll back 2 pictures there. Yeah. So could you imagine it like to like a hair metal song? It's like birth from womb of dragon's maw and born unto the stars. Like it's like
by the light and darkness cast aloft, our tame tried oaths
resworn. Yeah, like it's like perfectly like in the right amount of syllables to be like a hair metal song. Like it's really good. But anyway,
yeah, this is also like different in each version, I'm pretty sure as well, because one of them it says like. Heavens over the still land, bathing the moon in eternal light, he brings a promise to Mother Earth with bounty and grace.
I actually like that one better.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
I feel like the more modern one is a little more poetic, maybe a little more flowery, but I don't know that it actually like adds to the idea.
How thematic it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So
birth from womb of dragon's maw and born unto the stars, by light and darkness cast aloft, our dreamtide oaths resworn. Moon is swayed in everlight, never again to know eclipse. Earth with hallowed bounty reconciled.
Yeah, and
I may have accidentally left. Maybe that's
that's it.
Yeah,
they don't have a rhyming couplet for the last line.
They did mention something else in my version that I don't remember the specific wording of it, but the bit about like being born of a dragon is in there as well.
Dragon. Oh, I'm dragonborn.
It's Skyrim all over again.
Fusro Da or whatever.
That's your thum.
Lig ma balls. Lig ma balls. Lig my balls. Lig my balls. No.
And then Cecil asks the elder, he says, "Hey, the light at Ordeals called me its son. What was that light?" And the elder says, like, "I don't know, and I don't know what the legend means. But we Mysidians for But we Mysidians for generations are told to pray for the fulfillment of the legend and to believe."
The elder's like, "Well, we had aeons and fucking generations.
Yeah, to figure it out, but
to learn what this was. But I didn't think it was going to come up in my lifetime. So sorry, dude.
I just prayed on it, just hoping that things it was the right thing to do. We don't know what it means, but
yep. And
okay, just on faith alone.
And they're told to believe in the one with sacred light. And he says, "I believe you might just be that one." And then Tella gets like impatient and he's like, "I've got Medio. Can we stop talking and go kill Golbez?" Like, I'm really on Tella's this
just
shit.
Like, "Yo, I'm trying to. I need blood on my hands. Let's go."
Yeah, and like the elder recognizes him, right? Like the elder's like, "Oh shit, you're Tella." And the kids are like, "Oh yeah, we met him on Mount Ordeals, and he learned Medio." And the elder's like, "Oh, dude, you cannot use Medio. Please do not use Medio." And Tella's like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go fuck this dude up. I'm going to avenge Anna." And he explains that Golbez took her life to the elder, and the elder gives him the same advice that he kind of gave Cecil, where he's like, "You should not fight with hatred, and you're in no condition to use Medio." But Tella's just on his shit right now, so he's like, "Don't
Tella's
care."
Like, "Dude, if I die, so be it. I will kill Golbez at any cost. If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies." I love Tella so much. He is like
Tella rules, dude. I don't.
Determined.
He's being very thick-headed here, and like the writing is on the wall, and he's just like, "Fuck that shit."
Yeah, right.
But I love that.
Yep.
Like, I wouldn't agree with him in this moment. I'd be like, "You should maybe listen to this." Like, speaking from all the experiences we've had so far, but like, he fucking rules.
Yeah, he's so great. But he does say that, like, well, maybe with Cecil now as a paladin, like maybe you actually stand a chance to be Golbez. So I will have the Devil's Road opened. As a paladin, I am certainly. Wait, what? I'm sorry. One more time. As a paladin, I am certain you can safely travel that bedeviled path. I will retire to the Tower of Worship now. Cecil, Tella, I pray for your success. And then he lets us go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, but that's not it, is it? Now that I think about it, there is one more thing.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
And Palam and Porum are like, "Yo, we're coming with you now."
Yep. They said they want to come with us and see where this train goes.
They say to the elder, "You told us to help him, right? Or you told us to help him, didn't you? To see things through to the end. Please, elder, let us go too." And he's like, "Oh, you too. Very well."
Yep. Tella says
he puts a lot of trust in these kids.
Yeah.
Like traveling with a war criminal up a deadly mountain. And then I was like, "Hey, can we go save the world too?" I'm like, all right.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, in my version, he was like, "All right, back to your studies now, kids." And they're like, "No, we want to do this cool shit."
No, we want to go murder this dude with Tella.
Yeah.
Uncle Tella told us we can murder anyone we want.
Well, I don't care what Uncle Tella says, all right? As long as you're under my house.
Let's just watch R-rated movies. And always has gum.
And always has gum. But yeah, so he opens the snake way for us. We get to keep Palom and Porum on our party. And we're allowed to move on. The one thing I wanted to say before we end the episode today, though, is that, like he says, I'll retire to the what is it, the room of prayers? What does he call it?
It's like the Tower of Prayer or the Tower of Worship, I guess, depending on which game.
And then
he just says the tower in the 3D version.
I'll be in the Angry Dome.
And then if you talk to his like attendants, immediately one of them is like, "He has been praying for you every day since you left." And I was like, it's still the same day. He's been up there for like minutes.
The mountain was 3 screens.
You're not wrong.
Well, like, I took it as like he just started too. I was like, yeah, he just went up there. Like just now, we just saw him walk up there. Like it hasn't been.
Oh, I see what you mean. I took it as like he started praying for you the moment you left for the mountain, which is also just a day.
Yeah. It's just like we just did that. What do you mean he's been praying every day? It hasn't been a day.
Well, today's a day. And it's every day. Oh, yeah, there's not really day passing much in this game.
Yeah, it might be one of those things.
For all we know, it's been
like,
one day.
Yeah, it might be one of those things where we're like, it's implied to be taking place over years or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I think that's where we're gonna leave it today, right?
Hell yeah,
that's right. Before we go in that little snake hole.
In the snake hole, we're going down the Devil's Road to get back to Baron, which will be nice because we're trying to get to Baron, and there's a road that immediately takes us there, so it's very convenient. Yeah.
Worked out perfectly.
It's a little
slip and slide straight to Baron.
A little too convenient.
High speed rail.
Yeah. High speed underground timey-wimey rail.
Yeah, is this the Hyperloop that?
This is it. This is the one. Yeah.
The Baron Hyperloop.
Yeah, what a good episode. What a good section of game, I should say.
So fucking good.
It's a thick section.
Yeah, there's a lot happened.
We have kids now. We're a whole family.
I think
we're a whole dang family.
The main message I'm gonna take away from this section is that if I ever see Camping Way again, I'm gonna fucking meteor his ass.
Curtis, you will never defeat Camping Way if you go into it with vengeance.
Yeah, that's right.
Heart.
I can't be looking for retribution.
Camping Way in the mirror.
You must use holy light to defeat the evil Camping Way.
Took all my tents and gave me nothing in return.
He paid me 300 gil for mine, but I also had like 15.
Well, I think it was 300, but I did have like 15. Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, you son of a bitch.
I was saving those.
It's not even enough for one cottage. It's lame.
He's become the landlord way.
Oh, ain't that the way? Ain't that the way? I'm so sleepy, y'all. I'm just like I'm ready to go to sleep.
What are we doing next week, Curtis?
Next week we are taking back Baron, baby. This is it.
We're taking Baron back.
Taking back Baron. That's my favorite emo band. Is Taking Back Sunday emo?
Probably like emo. Yeah, I guess they would be
adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, tweet at Curtis if you disagree.
You take the snake road now.
You take the snake road now.
We're doing a fast travel to Baron,
and then we're gonna seize Baron, or will we? Maybe we'll fail.
Seize the means of production.
I guess literally, yeah.
Craft, maybe.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we're looking for Sid, so we'll go up until we find Sid. And
as Cecil said, in any case, we must return to Baron to commandeer an airship first.
Right.
So we're getting ourselves an airship, perhaps.
We're getting an airship, boys and gals, and non-binary pals. We're doing
the big prize.
The big prize. Yeah. So that's what we'll be doing, my friends.
Cool.
Is there anything else we need to announce or anything?
Nope. I'm still here.
Speed Soul's charity marathon is going to be coming up in November. I'm sure I'll be involved in that in some way or another. I don't know if I'll be running anything or whatever, but yeah, that'll be a good charity. So keep an eye out for that.
Still got the last Mage Hand show coming up on the 11th of September.
Hell yes.
There are tickets for that online. Yeah, I think that's all I have to announce. Would you like to face yourself down in the mirror, Alex, and cast aside darkness?
Would you like to take us down this bedeviled road?
Ooh.
Thank you to Night of the Round for the theme music, beginning and ending theme music. Still slaps. Go give them a support on Bandcamp, even though it's not Bandcamp Friday. But if you are listening to this on a Bandcamp Friday, especially buy it. Thank you Nobuo Uematsu, Junya Nakano, and Kenichiro Fukui for the game music. Leave us a review on iTunes. It always helps. We just got a really cool review on a podcast service I'm not familiar with. That was about MC Fosho's best song.
Hell yeah. Shout outs to Allison by proxy, who is awesome.
Yes. Leave us a voicemail at 530-MATERIA or head us, shoot us a text. Tell us what you're up to. What do you see when you look in the mirror? You can find us at EveryFNFF on Twitter, Instagram. You can join our Discord. You can find merch where we still have B-State Aurochs and other fun merch.
Maybe soon we'll have a Palom pissing on your least favorite brand of truck.
Yeah, and I have been the Podsman who will ferry you beyond the pod, the blightest pod spot. Alex Miglione, arch friend of podcasts, the first of Curse's Circle of Three.
Goodbye.
Bye.